Tonight, wreckage on the roads. Police continue to respond to collision calls well after the main afternoon rush. LRT woes grow. Several riders report being stuck for an hour before having to evacuate and walk to a connection on foot. Plus, a police sting proves the prevalence of shoplifting at a Centertown grocery store. Good evening. Public transit users find themselves bashing OC Transpo tonight. Hundreds of LRT riders are issuing complaints of overcrowded platforms and long delays. And the blame is being put on a train that OC Transpo says was stuck due to a mechanical issue. Though the issue is reportedly resolved, the fiery online frustration may be hard to put out. A Reddit user posted this video saying the train was stuck near Pimsey Station for a lengthy period and that everyone aboard was held on it for a full hour before they were allowed to evacuate and walk beside the tracks on foot to catch a connection. Meanwhile, the disruption led to major crowding at stations along the Confederation line. These images were captured at Lyon Station, where there was such little room on the platforms, people had to wait on the stairs. Some riders suggest there was little information provided. One user alleges they only heard a single announcement and that the display board providing train arrival times went dark. And this was a scene at the University of Ottawa. We can't confirm that the crowding here was also linked to the stopped train, but users at the campus station say there has been extra congestion for days because some of the LRT cars were taken out of service last week. OC Transpo held a briefing this afternoon on the issue affecting the wheel bearings. It's called spalling. Essentially, the experts say the axle bearing cartridges are wearing down too quickly and that small flecks are coming off. And though the pieces are small, the results could be mega and have been described as potentially catastrophic. So right now, work is being done to replace all the axle bearing cartridges that have more than 100,000 kilometers of mileage on them. And that has left fewer train cars available for service. The city says experts have been flown in from Europe. Also, because of the reported crowding, OC Transpo has changed the peak period frequency to every 3 to 4 minutes. But clearly that doesn't help when a train gets stuck like it did this afternoon.
You have to lift a whole train up, put up a train on jacks, drop, a bogie that weighs thousands of pounds. Each axle is very heavy, so it's a lot of intrusive work that needs to happen. It's not, I won't say it's overly complicated, but it is manual labor and it takes time.
Right now, there's no timeline for when regular service will resume, and the city is still investigating the root cause, so the current capacity issues will continue until further notice. This only adding to today's travel chaos in this part of the province. This morning, snow squalls led to multiple crashes along Highway 401, closing a large section of Canada's busiest roadway and leaving drivers stranded for hours. One truck burst into flames in the eastbound lanes between Quinte West and Napanee. Ontario Provincial Police reported closing a stretch of the highway between County Road 30 and in Brighton, just west of Trenton, and Loyalist Road in Belleville. The visibility along that corridor of the 401 had reportedly been quite poor today, and a snow squall warning had been issued this morning. Vehicles involved turned into snow-covered evidence, seemingly frozen in time by the conditions. At the height of the weather event, OPP say collisions were being reported for a 100-kilometer stretch between Brighton, which is closer to Toronto, and Odessa, closer to Kingston. Police say there were injuries, but none are considered life-threatening. The incident started rolling in before 9 o'clock this morning. According to Environment Canada, Belleville saw 35 centimeters of snow yesterday. The squalls are getting credit for at least 5 more centimeters today. And it wasn't just a truck that burst into flames. A woman was pulled from this vehicle carrying loads of leafy greens. Police say she was not badly injured.
Thankfully, there were no serious or fatal injuries as a result of this collision today, but it is a very clear reminder of how important it is to slow down and give space between you and the vehicle in front of you.
Drivers are being asked to exercise patience and to drive for the conditions. Back here in Ottawa, the roads are still slick with flurries falling on and off throughout the day. This is a live look at traffic on the Queensway this hour. Ottawa police say 47 collisions were reported before 3 o'clock this afternoon, and several more were reported after the dinner hour. CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of winter travel conditions on highways close to the capital. For the very latest, keep checking ctvnewsottawa.ca. Time now for a quick look at the forecast from Jackie Paris.
Well, we may see some flurries moving through early Wednesday morning, but for the most part, it is aiming to be mainly sunny skies. We might even see a little bit more move through around the valley and just south of Kingston. But again, we're keeping a close eye on this. Not much in terms of what we saw today. Tomorrow's daytime highs, we'll get about -10, but we're going to start things off at -21. Bundle up, though, because it's going to feel closer to -25. We will have a look at your long-term forecast in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Canadians gathered today to mark International Holocaust Remembrance Day, honoring the millions of lives lost under the Nazi regime as anti-Semitic incidents continue to rise. CTV's Caitlin Wilson brings us that story.
While I'm depressed when I come here because of what it speaks to, I'm also grateful that we have it in Canada finally.
For Flora Love Katz, this place brings mixed emotions. Her mother is a Holocaust survivor, and hundreds of her relatives were killed by the Nazis.
She will be 99 in October. She's a remarkable woman. She survived unspeakable atrocities as a small child.
We see this
against a backdrop of falling snow and freezing temperatures, survivors, politicians, and community leaders gathered at the National Holocaust Monument to remember and reflect. Tuesday marking International Holocaust Remembrance Day, the 81st anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau, honoring the 6 million people killed.
We must stand up for the right of Jews to live safely, peacefully, and openly with the Star of David on their chest.
The ceremony comes amid a rise in anti-Semitism following the start of the Israel-Hamas war. According to Jewish organizations, more than 6,200 anti-Semitic incidents were reported nationwide in 2024, about 17 a day. Last year, a Jewish woman in her 70s was stabbed in an Ottawa grocery store, and the National Monument was defaced with red paint.
Today, we remember the consequences of ignorance, of hatred, and complicity. Today, we acknowledge that looking away is not a passive act, but an act of betrayal.
And organizers say this event isn't just about remembering the past. It's about what we do with it and how we respond when hate shows up in our communities.
We know from the past that all it takes for evil to prevail is for good people to do nothing.
Candles were lit by survivors and those carrying their stories, marking this year's theme, The Power of One.
We remember the victims, we honor the survivors, and we renew our resolve to ensure that the lessons of the Holocaust are neither forgotten nor distorted.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
New stats from Ottawa Police shows a drop in local shootings. According to the service, there were 38 shootings in Ottawa last year, down from 52 shootings in 2024. Ottawa's police chief is crediting a proactive approach for the decline, but overall reported crimes in the city are up. Around 51,000 were reported in Ottawa last year, about 755 more than the year before that. But latest numbers also show an increase in intimate partner violence here in Ottawa. Police say there were more than 7,800 reports of intimate partner violence in 2025. That's up from 7,300 in 2024. In other news, OPP are sharing details about an investigation into alleged fraudulent commercial driver examinations. Police say the investigation began 2 years ago in the GTA and Kingston. 8 people are now facing charges. Police allege bribes were facilitated in exchange for favorable consideration during road examinations. Also, a bulldozer operator is facing impaired driving charges after they were found unconscious at a City of Ottawa Municipal yard in the West End. Police were called to Clyde Avenue Saturday, where officers found the driver and brought them to hospital before laying the charges. And we are learning how much it will cost taxpayers to purchase a private landfill in the city's East End. Earlier this month, council voted to direct the city manager to finalize an agreement to purchase the dump, which is located on Boundary Road between Divine Road and Highway 417. It will cost Ottawa taxpayers $95 million. City Council will vote on a decision to finalize the purchase tomorrow. This will be funded through debt covered by an increase in the solid waste fee. Staff say the $95 million is lower than its value, which was estimated to be between $110 and $140 million. Turning now to a police attempt at cracking down on shoplifting. CTV's Austin Lee has new details on how a special operation is working to catch people in the act.
Have you ever seen shoplifting? Is that something that you've noticed?
Constantly, and apprehension by the very alert staff.
Shoppers here at Massine's, your independent grocer in Centertown, say theft is a common occurrence.
Oh yeah, I even noticed it this morning.
In response, Ottawa Police launched a 2-week operation earlier this month, dubbed Project Pantry, to crack down on shoplifting.
We had officers embedded in the store. Obviously, they're telling us it's a collaboration that they seem to get affected most by, a certain time period. So we made sure we were there.
Chief Eric Stubbs says officers worked multiple shifts at the store, some in uniform, some not, alongside loss prevention officers. 12 people are now facing a combined 78 charges. According to police, there were 671 reports of theft at that grocery store in 2025, up from 502 the year prior.
Unfortunately, downtown, you have people with addictions, primarily who run out of money, and if they can boost some product out of
the 12 people arrested, police believe some have ties to organized crime.
People are running away, going to a car right away, and giving that that product to whoever's in the car in exchange for something, and whether that's money or whether that's drugs. We've seen that. So there's elements of organized crime, certainly.
Chief Stubbs calls this type of operation proactive policing, something Ottawa Police are looking to do more of right across the city.
It is resource heavy, but that's what proactive work is all about. It's about when you have that time, you have those resources that can be targeted on specific people or issues. You want to see an increase, an improvement of safety, and of course you want to see some charges.
Austin Lee, CTV News.
He wasn't on the bench the other night to just watch.
Coming up, dressed to play but not ready to start, details of the Sens goalie's gradual return to the game. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is minus 16 out there currently. And now over to Jackie with a closer look at weather.
Well, it's going to be another brisk, cool evening here in the capital. Overnight lows about minus 21, feeling more like minus 28. So you definitely want to bundle up when you start your day off tomorrow. It is going to warm up to about minus 10, and the chance of flurries, the greatest chance for this will likely be after 6 o'clock. So we might not see the 2 to 4 centimeters that we saw today, but we will get a light dusting of snow moving through Wednesday evening. Now tonight's lows across eastern Ontario sitting between minus 20, minus 22, slightly cooler in Bancroft at minus 24, but we'll have mainly sunny skies for most of our Wednesday. But again, those flurries coming in later in the evening. Minus 10 the daytime here, not just for Ottawa, but for Brockville and Kingston. Minus 11 around Pembroke, as well as Petawawa. Minus 13 in Mont-Tremblant as well. So looking at our 7-day forecast, we can see that flurries are in the forecast and will linger for most of this week up until Friday. Temperatures will be averaging daytime highs between minus 10, slightly cooler on Friday at minus 14. But I'm liking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We will see a break as we enter February from the snow. So lots of sunshine in store, minus 7 the daytime high for Sunday, and then it will actually be much warmer on Monday where the daytime high is minus 3. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Fans are anxiously waiting on the return of Ottawa Senators goalie Linus Ullmark. With 30 games left in the season, the team is looking to claw their way back into playoff contention. Here's CTV's Dylan Dyson.
Ottawa Senators goaltender Linus Ullmark on the ice at the Canadian Tire Centre, but remaining on the bench come game time.
Oh, it's getting closer for sure. There's 2 goalies on the ice today, so.
Ullmark made his return to the game day squad in Sunday's 7-1 win over Vegas, but was not required in his role as backup goaltender. The Senators head coach Travis Green says Ullmark is game ready if called upon.
He wasn't on the bench the other night to just watch.
Ullmark has put the pads back on after his leave of absence from the team, which was announced 1 month ago. But the team says he's not ready to start games yet.
We're on his timetable, and he'll tell us when he's ready to start. Last game, he was ready to back up and knew full well that if need be, he'd be going in the net.
The Sens currently sit last in their division with 30 games left in the regular season. The players believe there's still lots left to fight for.
I think you can't look too far ahead. That's our message right now. Worry about tomorrow, obviously. It's one day at a time kind of mentality.
Right now we're focused on Colorado and win that one and then move on to the next one.
And Ottawa is hoping its #1 goaltender will be ready to play a part soon.
When he's ready to play, he'll play. Do we miss him? Yeah, for sure. Do we want what's best of him? 100%. And no one's rushing him back. He'll play when he's ready to play, and we'll welcome him back with open arms.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
What we want to do is have that reset, make sure that our menu is both healthy, nutritious, and delicious.
Still to come, how a famed Ottawa restaurateur is working with the hospital to up its food game. Well, hospital food isn't something you typically rave about, but the Ottawa Hospital is hoping to change that. CTV's Katie Griffin tells us how.
The Ottawa Hospital is blending up a bold new menu.
What we wanted to do is really have a reset and emphasize that food is medicine.
It's reimagining the patient food experience, focusing on calories, protein, and fiber.
What we want to do is have that reset, make sure that our menu is both healthy, nutritious, and delicious, have meals that patients want to eat and will ideally lead to positive patient recovery.
It's teamed up with well-known Ottawa restaurateur Stephen Becta with a goal of improving nutrition and quality.
Once we recognized how important food is in the healing process, then we started to put together a menu that removed things, ultra-processed foods and added sugars.
In addition to high-protein smoothies and bone broth, a trial menu was piloted to some patients last year. It included choices like a Spanish omelet with roast potatoes and tomato salsa and high-protein granola with Greek yogurt, banana, and raisins for breakfast. For lunch, chicken kale Caesar with puffed quinoa and chickpeas and a mushroom and lentil sloppy joe with root vegetable chips. And for dinner, shepherd's pie with extra veggies and cottage cheese, mashed potatoes, and buttered chicken with potatoes. For dessert, fruit, and energy bites.
I think it's good. I think people that are sick and they deserve a little quality of life, and the nasty, I wouldn't say nasty hospital food, but it's very utilitarian.
The hospital serves more than 3,000 meals to patients every day. The food trial was done within the hospital's existing budget.
By changing the way that we took the orders, processed the orders, delivered the orders, cooked the orders, we were able to save an enormous amount of waste and redirect it to higher quality ingredients, and that was key.
The pilot project took place on 4 units at the general campus, but there's no timeline on a full rollout. Katie Griffin, CTV News.
CUPE is calling on the Ontario government to increase hospital funding as the union warns of longer wait times and declining quality of care.
This government promised to clear the surgical backlogs, and this government promised to eliminate hallway medicine. But in fact, both of those problems have intensified significantly.
Last year, the Ministry of Health asked hospitals to come up with a 3-year plan to balance their budgets, but CUPE says without additional funding, there will be more than 10,000 job losses and a reduction of 2,400 hospital beds.
Air Miles really needed a name change more than anything else. It's called Air Miles. It's got an airplane for its logo, but the brand has evolved over the years.
Just ahead, one of the longest-running loyalty programs making changes. We'll have everything you need to know in just a few minutes. Air Miles is one of Canada's most popular and longest-running loyalty programs. Now it's getting a new name, Blue Rewards. What does this mean for you if you're already an Air Miles member? Well, CTV's Pat Foran has the answer.
Air Miles has been in operation for more than 30 years, and this summer the familiar Air Miles logo with an airplane will be replaced with a new look and new name, Blue Rewards. BMO owns the loyalty program and says no action for clients is needed at this time, and any miles you have will hold their value.
If you got $100 worth of something you're saving up for a gift card, a vacuum, or travel, you'll have $100 worth when we launch Blue Rewards in the summer.
BMO says it's adding new partners and new ways to earn, including the ability to earn points on groceries and food deliveries. Air Miles is a well-known brand, but loyalty card experts say it was time for an update.
Air Miles really needed a name change more than anything else. It's called Air Miles. It's got an airplane for its logo. But the brand has evolved over the years, especially since BMO purchased them. They're more of a general rewards program.
BMO is also hoping more Canadians will make the switch to its bank to take advantage of additional perks connected with the program. Rewards Canada, which studies loyalty programs, says more Canadians are no longer saving years for dream vacations with points, but instead are cashing them in more often for low-value rewards.
These shopping rewards or these everyday rewards, kind of like Blue Rewards, where you can get value just for a little bit amount of points. You don't have to spend years collecting points. You can maybe, after a month, you might have enough points to get $20 off something.
Rewards Canada recently announced its top 5 rewards cards. Number 1, American Express, followed by Aeroplan, Scene, Avion Rewards, and Air Miles, now Blue Rewards. Loyalty programs want your business. Barry Choi says make sure you pick one that best suits your spending.
Is the card that you have in your wallet right now making sense for you as far as a loyalty perspective is concerned? If not, it might be worth switching where you can earn more points that you can actually use for whether it be merchandise, groceries, or travel.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
The 55th annual Juno Awards will be held in Hamilton next month. Nominees were announced this morning, and there are some local nods. Ottawa's Jamie Fine has been nominated for her song with fellow Canadian pop star Sean Desmond called Body. Arcade Fire's also on the list for Group of the Year. 2 of the original band members graduated from Ottawa's Canterbury High School. The full list of nominees is on the Juno Awards website.
Devontae Dedmon returns from his own 10-yard line.
We also want to let you know American footballer Devontae Dedmon has been released by the Red Blacks. Dedmon, who was with the team since 2019, was slated to become a CFL free agent next month. While in a Red Blacks uniform, he notched thousands of return yards, including 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns and 3 punt returns for TDs. Dedmon posted on social media this afternoon, "Thanks to the city for accepting me with open arms. It's all love." When we return, firmer timelines on when a Canadian astronaut will be launched into space. Stay with us.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Here's another live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It's still minus 16 out there. Watch out for the wind chill. And here's Jackie with a final check on the weather.
Well, a chilly start to our morning, minus 21 to start things off. There is a slight chance we could see some flurries moving through, but the greatest chance for this will be Wednesday evening. Daytime high is going to be about minus 10. Thursday, minus 11, our daytime high. The flurries lingering until Friday, where Saturday into Monday and Tuesday, we are anticipating lots of sunshine and much warmer temperatures. Stefan.
Thanks, Jackie. Finally for us tonight, NASA confirmed today the rocket that will take Canadian Jeremy Hansen and 3 other astronauts to the moon is on track or even ahead of schedule for a crucial test. The space agency has been working toward a rehearsal in which the rocket is filled with fuel and Artemis II mission controllers practice for launch day. That test is expected to happen as early as Saturday, leading up to a simulated liftoff at 9 p.m. If all goes well, NASA may narrow down a target launch date. It's currently planned for no earlier than February 6th. Hansen and his colleagues entered quarantine on Friday. They'll circle the moon and return home in preparation for another crew touching down on the lunar surface next year. That is CTV News for this Tuesday, January 27th. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app, and for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. Stay warm and stay safe.